Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be ranking some of the most popular progressive rock albums. I'm going to do them from the Big Eight, and of course you have the Big Six: King Crimson, Yes, Genesis, Jethro Tull, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and Pink Floyd. I'm going to add another two: Rush and Kansas, because they might as well be in there too. We're going to make it the Big Eight for this video, because that's how I see it. So yeah, and I decided to do two albums for each band, like the two most popular or the two most influential albums from each band for the time. So yeah, we're going to start off with In the Court of the Crimson King. And obviously this is an amazing album, though I wouldn't put it in quite S tier because I'm not the biggest fan of the first song, 21st Century Schizoid Man. So I will put it in A tier for now. It is a great album besides that song though. All the other songs are very, very good. And it was one of the first truly progressive rock albums. I wouldn't say it's the first, because of course the Moody Blues and Deep Purple did some proggy stuff before it. Even Yes released their first album before King Crimson released their first album. So yeah, it's going to go into A tier. But yeah, every other song is great. The title track, Epitaph, Moonchild, and I Talk to the Wind. Very good stuff right here. You won't regret listening to it, trust me. I sure as hell have not regretted listening to it. So yeah, we're going to leave that in A tier. I just don't like the first song, 21st Century Schizoid Man. Just sounds too goofy to me, if you get what I'm saying. Next we got the Yes album. And I put this in very high A tier. Not quite S, but it's still a great album, for sure. Yours Is No Disgrace is a very good song. I See All Good People is very nice as well. And the underrated song, Perpetual Change. Pretty much every song is good, even the interludes. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I already made a Yes album ranking video. So if you want to go watch that, then go right ahead. So yeah, I already made that video, so I won't be talking about this album too much. But it is still a great album, and I will definitely put it in this tier high up. Next we got Red by King Crimson. And this album is good. It's not amazing, but it is still a good album. And Fallen Angel is one of their best songs. Also, Starless is very good too, and the title track as well. So yeah, a lot of good songs on Red. I don't like it as much as everyone else. And some people say this is like a proto-metal album, or like the heaviest album of 1974. I don't really see it. I mean, it is heavier than other progressive rock for the time, but I don't really see where it's heavier than like the other hard rock and heavy metal albums of that year. So yeah, it is a good album, and you should still check it out, for sure. Next we got Close to the Edge by Yes. This album's going to go into S tier. Very, very well crafted album right here. Just like with the Yes album, I'm not going to go into too much detail because I already did my Yes video. Still very, very awesome. And it is one of the best progressive rock albums. If not the best, it probably will be the highest one on this list. It's only 38 minutes long, but that 38 minutes is something you'll never forget. And you'll be spinning this album over and over again. Even all this time later, I still really like to listen to this album occasionally. So yeah, Close to the Edge is going to go in S tier for obvious reasons. And yeah, if you want more details about it, you can check out my Yes album ranking video. And then we have Selling England by the Pound by Genesis. And this album I'm not the biggest fan of. I'll put it in C tier because there are a few songs, especially at the beginning, that I do like. Like Dancing with the Moonlit Night. That's a very good song. I Know What I Like is pretty good. Firth of Fifth, or however you say it. That's a good song too. I really enjoy it. So yeah. But the rest of the songs, they're not that good in my opinion. Like, it does have a lot less energy the more you go into it, and it is a lot less memorable. And you need a lot more patience when you listen to it. So yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Selling England by the Pound. The first few songs are good. Don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. But after that, it just kind of falls off for me. I know a lot of people like this album, but I just can't get into it. Besides the first three songs, of course. Next we got A Trick of the Tail. And this album, I'd say it's D. I really tried to like it, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. I think I prefer Phil Collins' pop stuff with a band as opposed with his progressive rock stuff. Especially the stuff that's like in the middle where it's like a mixture. I'm not really the biggest fan of those albums, but I do like Genesis' self-titled album. But this album is not the best. This is his first album with the band. Peter Gabriel just left, so it is a little rough around the edges. And I'm not the biggest fan of it. It just sounds really boring, and it kind of puts me to sleep. And maybe because I'm not the biggest fan of Genesis' old sound, like from the 70s, I'm more used to their pop sound. But yeah, I just can't get into a lot of their old prog stuff. So yeah, I'll put it in D tier. Next we got Dark Side of the Moon, and I'm probably going to put it in D tier too. This may be the most overrated album ever. I still don't understand why people like this album so much. It just makes zero sense to me. Like, seriously. It's like so boring most of the time. And it is a concept album. But I don't really understand the concept that much, no matter how much I try to Google it. Breathe in the Air is a good song, though. That song I do like. And Eclipse is a very good song, too. But besides Breathe in the Air and Eclipse, every song on this just puts me to sleep. I'm just not the biggest fan of Pink Floyd in general. So I really don't like this album that much. Same can be said with Wish You Were Here. And I like this album even less. Because I don't like any of the songs on Wish You Were Here. I'm just not the biggest Pink Floyd fan. Yeah, they're not the best for me. I just can't get into them. I do not understand why people like them so much. Well, I kind of can. But I also kind of can't as well. So yeah, both Pink Floyd's albums are going to go into D tier. Since I'm really not the biggest fan of their sound. Next we got Aqualung by Jethro Tull. And this album, yeah, I'd say it's A tier. Originally I did not like this album that much when I first listened to it. But after a few listens, I like it now. A lot of good flute playing, a lot of good vocals, and there's good riffs too. They sound very heavy for 1971. Obviously not like metal or anything, but still some heavy rock stuff on here. And I don't regret listening to it, because this album is very good. I even got a CD of it. I don't even have a CD of... I don't have a lot of progressive rock CDs, to be honest. But this one I do. So yeah, Aqualung's going to go into A tier. But the song Aqualung is amazing. Cross-Eyed Mary's very good. And you can tell that song influenced Dream Theater a lot. And a lot of other bands. Wandering Around I really like. Up to Me has a lot of good flute playing. And Locomotive Breath is a classic too. Pretty much every song on this I like. Except for the last song, Wind Up. I'm not the biggest fan of that song. But every other song, very good. Definitely don't regret listening to this. Very good listen indeed. Next we got Thick as a Brick. And I'm not the biggest fan of this album. It's not terrible. But I do think it's pretty mid. I mean, it is pretty funny how it's like just one song all the way through. That is pretty funny to me. But I just don't think it's as good as Aqualung. It's just not as memorable. And it's not boring per se. It just sounds off to me. And it does sound more forgettable though than Aqualung. So yeah, you definitely need a lot more patience with this album than you do with Aqualung. Maybe with time I'll like it more. But for now, I'm not going to rank it that high. But it's not bad. It's just mid. Like a mixture. But I don't really listen to it that much. Not the biggest fan of it. Next we got Emerson, Lake and Palmer Trilogy. This album might be an S tier. Very low S. It's almost an A tier. But it is still a very good album. I do love Trilogy. Either this, Tarkus, or The Debut is my favorite ELP album. But of course, it's hard to pick a favorite because their first three are all mega classics. I listened to this album a ton in late May and early June. That album I listened to a very, very, very large amount of. And I don't really see why I wouldn't have. It's a very awesome album with a lot of good keyboard playing and riffs. From the Beginning is a very nice radio song. I didn't even know that song could be played on radio, but it was. I saw it that one day. Next we got The Endless Enigma. And yeah, that song's good too. All three parts. The Endless Enigma Part 1, Fag, and The Endless Enigma Part 2. The Sheriff is a very nice song. And Hoedown too. The title track's a beast of a song, but it's still very great. Living Sin, very nice as well. And yeah, pretty much every song on here is worth listening to. So yeah, and if you're a beginner to progressive rock, this is one of the best albums to get you into it. Because there are hits on this album, but there are also a lot of weirder stuff on here too. And I think Tarkus is also an S tier. I do love the title track, probably my favorite ELP song. Tarkus, the song, is very, very good. And the other songs like Bitches, Crystal, and Are You Ready, Eddie are very nice as well. So yeah, a lot of people don't like Are You Ready, Eddie, but I don't really mind it that much. Jeremy Bender is very nice. A Time and a Place is very good. I listened to a lot of Emerson, Lake and Palmer a month ago. And I don't really see why I wouldn't have, like I said before. So yeah, Tarkus is going to go into S tier. Because a lot of the things you can say about Trilogy, you can say about Tarkus. I mean, it is a bit less accessible though, but it's still a masterpiece of an album. Definitely give it a listen if you haven't already. Next we got Left Overture by Kansas. And yet we got another S tier album. Probably my second favorite progressive rock album. Close to the Edge is the only one that I like more. And when I first listened to this album, I changed my mind about progressive rock. Because before I didn't really like it that much because I thought it was boring and weird. But Left Overture made me realize that it doesn't have to be. And now, it was like a huge gateway album for me to like all this progressive rock on this tier list. That's ranked high up. So yeah, Left Overture is a great song. Album. Carry On Wayward Son, I'm still not tired of that song. That song's great. I've been hearing that song for years on the radio and in shows. But that song is very awesome. No doubt about that. And the other songs like The Wall. The Wall is probably their best song. Magnum Opus too. Magnum Opus is a very big song. Definitely a good listen there. Cheyenne Anthem I really like. I love Cheyenne Anthem. Opus Insert is very nice. What's on My Mind is a good short song. So yeah, every song on here is a awesome song. And yeah, one of the best albums, probably the best to get into progressive rock. Because it's still very catchy, but also very proggy as well. So yeah. Unfortunately, I can't say the same thing about Point of No Return though. This album, yeah, I don't like it at all. It sounds way more commercial and less proggy. The songs are way shorter too. And I don't really like Dust in the Wind that much. Or the title track. It's just, yeah. There's not really that much about this album that I like that much. It was kind of a pain to listen to it all the way through. Because I was just really bored by it. And it doesn't really sound like prog that much. So yeah. I'm going to put Point of No Return in D tier. I know that's going to make a lot of people mad, but I just really don't like it. Sounds too much like AOR and not enough like prog. Next we got Moving Pictures by Rush. The last band of the video. And Moving Pictures, I don't know where I should put it. Probably A tier. But the very bottom of A tier. This is the first Rush album I liked. But it's not my favorite. But it is still a very awesome album. And Rush have a lot of good albums. Like, I love Permanent Waves. I love A Farewell to Kings. I love Signals. Caress of Steel is pretty good too. Hemisphere is also a classic. So yeah, Moving Pictures is going to go into A tier. Of course, the Tom Sawyer song. Everyone knows that song. So that's an obvious classic. YYZ is very good. Limelight I really like. And The Camera Eye is a classic too. So yeah, a lot of classic Rush songs on this album. And yeah, if you want to get into Rush, this is probably the best album for that. Either that or Permanent Waves. So yeah, Moving Pictures is a very nice album. And a lot of the other albums that They released around the same time. I also really love. Next, we got 2112. And unfortunately, I'm not the biggest fan of this album. I'm going to put it at very low C. I do like one song though, but I am not the biggest fan of the title track. It just goes on for way too long. I could never get into it. Maybe later down the line I will, but for now, even being a Rush fan now, I just can't get myself to like it. The song is called Tears, by the way, but the other songs I just don't like that much. And the title track was a little too much for me. But I am still a fan of their other stuff, like A Farewell to Kings, Permanent Waves, Moving Pictures, Hemispheres. Those albums are very good, but I just never got into 2112. So yeah, don't like that album. But I do like all of Rush's other stuff. So don't take that as me not liking Rush that much, because I definitely do. But I'm just not the biggest fan of all their other stuff. So yeah, that's my progressive rock ranking. I did this with the progressive metal video, where I just got the most popular albums from those popular bands. That's a good way to start the series off. And for this, I did the big 8, like I said before. It's usually the big 6, but I added Kansas and Rush because they're so big to where I had to include them. And only including British bands would have made it not as eventful as if I included British and non-British bands. So yeah, I decided to include a few other bands. And maybe in the next video, I may even include more bands after that, like Gentle Giant, or Styx, or whomever, you know? So yeah, if you enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And of course, you can comment below your rankings of these albums, or any of the other albums that these bands have released. I don't know if I'll make part 2 yet, but if I do, don't be surprised, because there's still a lot more about progressive rock that I have a lot to talk about for. Both progressive rock and progressive metal. And I do have a lot of videos like this one, so if you want to check out my other videos, then feel free to do so. Like, of course, the progressive metal video I made, which is just like this one. And I also have a lot of album rankings too. Especially if you're into metal, then you'll love a lot of album rankings I've done. But I will do some non-metal stuff too. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.